this episode, we are going to check out how to install Ubuntu on VirtualBox. So, if you want to use Linux in a safe and secure way, and for most of us, we need to learn Linux without breaking our system, without risking any hardware issues. So, for testing out Linux, the best way is to create a VM. So, before going into the practical part, let me show you some image from the internet uh, that gives great idea about the concept of virtual machines. So here, let me zoom it a little bit. Okay, so here's the physical hardware, which may be a laptop, a desktop, a server, or whatever it may be. And on the top of it, we have our host operating system. In our case, it is Windows 11. And in the host OS, we are going to install a hypervisor. So in our case, we are going to use Oracle VirtualBox as a hypervisor. VMware is also another popular choice. And what this hypervisor do is it creates an abstract layer over the hardware. And over this layer, we can install multiple virtual machines. And each of the virtual machine has its own kernel, IO, etc. So they are completely isolated from each other. We are going to provision hardware resources for each of our VMs. So this is the basic theory. So let's dive into the practical part. So at first, we need to go for the official Oracle page to download VirtualBox. Here we got the link. And here you can choose your host operating system. Mine is Windows. And you can see the download has already started. I'm pausing the download here because I have already downloaded the file. Okay, once this is complete, we will find the executable installed in the download spot. Just simply run the installer. It's asking for my admin password. Preparing to install. Okay, this is a welcome page, and we're gonna hit next. Let's agree the license agreement. Accept next. So this one includes all the features that we install with VirtualBox, and we can also uh, give a custom location for the installation. The default is C program files, Oracle VirtualBox. I prefer the default one, and all the features are also essential. So I click on next. So here's a warning message that tells the networking feature will reset your network connection. Okay, so it's basically the hypervisor interacting with the network system of your host. So it might lead to a reset, or if you are connected to internet, you may get a disconnection for a moment. I'm okay with that. Yes. It's asking for a it's asking for us to install a missing Python dependency. Okay, proceed. These are personal preferences. Um, to start to add this shortcut to the start menu, a shortcut on the desktop, quick launch bar, and you can play with your own preferences. I hope I need them all. Next. Okay, install. Okay. While this goes on, we can proceed with the operating system download. I'm going to download Ubuntu latest stable version, which is 24 Noble Numbat for this video. You can just search for download Ubuntu and go for the official Ubuntu downloads page, which pops up right at the top. We're going for Ubuntu desktop, and here's all the flavors. And while downloading any operating system, it is wise to go for a latest stable version uh, unless you're going to experiment with something new. Because latest stable versions will receive regular updates from the provider. So in production environments, it's always good to use LTS. But if you just want to play around, you can also go for Ubuntu 25, which is not a stable version. I prefer Ubuntu 24, which is also called Noble Numbat. And you can click on the download, and the download will automatically start. For myself, I have already downloaded this file since it is too large. It's around 6 GB. Okay, let's go for the installation. Okay, it's done. Now that we have successfully installed Oracle VirtualBox on our machine, and our operating system image is also ready, so let's get started and fire up our first virtual machine. So let's start search for VirtualBox in start menu, and here is our VirtualBox manager, and you can see there are no VMs created yet. So let's create a new one. Click on new. Let's give a name to our VM. Let's say Noble Numbat, and select our ISO image that we have just downloaded. You can observe here that on selecting the ISO image, VirtualBox automatically detects the type, subtype, and version of the operating system. So this part is unattended install, which means the default user of the operating system that we are going to install can be created from the VirtualBox wizard itself. I'm preferring the other way, so let's skip unattended installation for now. We'll do it manually. And here's the interesting thing. So in this part, we are going to allocate our hardware resources to our guest operating systems. So in my machine, I have a RAM of 20 GB. So for me, around 4 GB works great. And For the virtual CPU, my machine has 8 cores, and I'm gonna allocate one for this virtual machine. So you can see a color differentiation in the scale here. So basically you can increase the resources up to the green, and when you get over green, uh, the system simply hangs because you'll run out of resources. When you give a lot of resources to the guest OS, the host OS might suffer and runs out of resources. So it's totally based upon your usage. And if you plan to create multiple VMs and you plan to run them all parallelly at the same time, you can just allocate a minimum resources. Linux machines can run with 2 GB of RAM. But right now, I'm going to run only this VM, and for me, 4 GB is fine. Okay, and we got this hard disk. This one is a virtual hard disk that is created for a new VM by VirtualBox, and we can decrease or increase the size of this hard disk. Let's click on Finish. The configuration is now set. Okay, let's start our VM. It's powering up. Let's go full screen. Click on Try or Install Ubuntu. Press Enter. For convenience, I'm changing the view here. Let's go for scaled mode. Let me switch the screen. Feel free to close these notifications as they give information that your input devices has been captured by the guest operating system. Okay, this notification I can see while installing Ubuntu 24, uh, but the installation seems to be smooth. Anyway, uh, I don't recognize why I see this error. So let's wait. Okay, now you will be taken to this screen. So click on Ubuntu Bootstrap. And this will open up our installation wizard. I might fast forward some of the things in this video, so just don't please get confused. Okay, now that we have our installation wizard ready, select the language. Next. These are accessibility settings, which we don't just require now. the keyboard style. Okay, I'm going to use my wired internet connection. So an internet connection is required for package installation because we just got the raw ISO image of the operating system, and we don't have important packages such as a browser installed it. So an internet connection is absolutely necessary for you to set up the OS. So I'm going to use my wired connection here, which is of course a bridged adapter from my host OS. Don't think too much about it now. If you want me to post videos related to the types of networks available in VirtualBox, I can do it for you. So let's hit next. So it's best practice to update the operating system once you install it. But for the sake of simplicity and time constraints, I'm skipping it for now. Let's install Ubuntu. Interactive installation. Yeah, this one we have a couple of options here. The default installation will give you access to basic utilities only, such as web browsers. And for extended selection, you will have Office tools also. So again, for the sake of simplicity, I'm selecting the default selection, and I don't require to install any proprietary third-party softwares. Next, so manual installation is for advanced users. So for simplicity, we can go for erase disk and install Ubuntu. So since we have created our own dedicated virtual disk for this operating system, sorry, for this VM, so we don't have to worry about erasing a disk. So if you plan to use an already existing disk for this VM, you must be very careful before erasing the disk. You have to ensure that there is no data left behind on that disk. So next, and here we create our first user of the OS. Let's keep it Ninja, and let me enter a super simple password. Okay, make sure that this checkbox is checked so that passwordless login will be disabled. Next, select your time zone. Next, so this is a summary of all the options that we have just selected before installation. So let's click on install. This will take a while to get installed, so I will just fast forward all of them. Once the installation is complete, you will be landed on this page, which will ask you to restart your VM. So let's click on restart now. So the tricky part in this tutorial is that you'll see an error message that your hypervisor doesn't support this operating system virtualization. But when you get that error, that Just leave it as it is, and you'll be automatically taken to the next step. You can press enter because we don't have such installation medium here. It is still loading. And yes, now you can see the user that we have created from the wizard. Let's log in with the password. It is really slow because it's booting up for the first time. And welcome to Ubuntu 24. So we can skip this. It's suggesting for us to upgrade to Ubuntu Pro. Now, and finish. Yeah, that's it. So we have successfully installed Ubuntu 24 using Oracle VirtualBox on Windows. And since this is my first YouTube video, your comments are so much valuable for me. And it could be technical, like I might miss something, or I, I explain something in a wrong way. You can mention that in the comment section. Also, it could be something not technical, such as something related to how my content is created. All your suggestions are most welcome. Thank you, and we will see in the next episode. Bye.